welcome back to the Citizen Channel. You're all staying safe and well. And our look back, our story of the game of City 3, Liverpool 0. That'll do. Nice way to go into the international break. It's always nice to win, isn't it? Going before all the boys sod off. Hopefully they all come back safe. This, of course, is match day 11. 4:30 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, the 9th of November. Yes, of course, the remembrance. Is it celebration? I don't call it celebration, do we? Obviously, that celebrate those brave men, of course we do, that have lost their lives. But yeah, of course, remembrance. Things going on before the game, and of course Pep's 1000th game, and that ties with my headline, which is 1,000 more Pep? Question mark. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, a bit tongue-in-cheek. Please, guys, if you are new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that like button. It all helps the algorithms, of course. I'm full of a cold, so bear with me if you can, guys. My apologies for sniffly and rough presentation today. So hit that like button anyway. It'd be great. Make a Paulie Bernard very happy if you can do that. And of course, you can give us some hype points as well if you've got any of those to spare. You know, if you're feeling sorry for me, please. Some hype points on YouTube. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, please do so. We're trying to hit 50,000 in the next 2 or 3 weeks over the international break. So your support will be very welcome. A little bit more later on as well, if you can stick with me for a minute or two after I finish this story of the game. Right, let's get on with it. The team, 3 changes to the last game against Dortmund, of course, and it was the same 11 as we played against Bournemouth. Yeah, no big surprise. Donnarumma, Núñez, Diaz, Gvardiol, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Gonzalez, Foden, Cherki, Haaland and Doku making his 100th appearance, and what a way to celebrate. And of course, Bernardo Silva as well. That took him his appearances to the 3rd on the list for all-time Premier League appearances for Manchester City. Yes, David Silva's on 309. Kevin De Bruyne has got 285. So he's not far behind, is he? I've not wrote on here how many he's done, but it'll be on the graphic. There'll be a graphic there anyway. My apologies. I think it was 279, 277, something like that. Anyway, it'll be there. Subs: Trafford, Reinders, Stones, Aki, Marmoush, Atnori, Savic, Bob and Lewis. So Liverpool starting 11. Mamadashvili, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Dick, Robertson. So I'm not doing that. What's the word? I'm being funny if I say Dick Van Dijk. I'm not just getting him mixed up. But anyway, older watchers might know what I'm prattling on about. Slozai, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Ekiteke, and Virch. Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing Ekiteke. He didn't have a great. I don't think he had a great game yesterday. I've heard some good stuff about him. Referee, of course, who got into a bit of controversy, was Chris Kavanagh. The match, 9 minutes. Kanate got in Bradley's way. They sort of were struggling a bit on that side, weren't they, as the game panned out, with O'Reilly and more so Doku, of course. Ended up kicking the ball against Doku, who did that all day, really. Got the bounce of things, didn't he? You know, he was bustling and bundling through. And he got back onto rebound and then went past Mamadashvili and goes over. Yeah, it looks an obvious penalty at the game, because you don't think, well, he's not died, but it's not as obvious. But even you have to slow it right down, don't you? The goalkeeper's knee had of course caught Doku. I think the ref sort of initially let it go on because it looks as though he might score anyway, and then of course he didn't bother after that. He said, all right, we'll leave it to VAR to get in touch, and of course he did, sent him over to the monitor, and of course we got the penalty, our first penalty of this season. And of course, our first penalty miss of this season, not just par for the course. Not the greatest penalty when Haaland stepped up to take it. Hit it low, didn't hit it massively hard. If a keeper's decided which way he's going, he's going to save that. He didn't even have to stretch that much either. So it's quite an easy save for Mamadashvili. Got down well to push it away. I think that's now 16 from 19 in the Premier League, so it's not a bad record from Haaland. I just don't have any confidence when he walks up to take a penalty. I don't know why, but a key moment like that to put you 1-0 up, he's got to be a little bit more positive. I don't think he was overly positive, and he didn't look right for me. Sometimes he looks as though, yeah, he's got to score this, and other times he doesn't, and he certainly didn't, I don't think, yesterday. So still 0-0, 18 minutes, Doku goes down the left, his pass nicks off a defender and reaches Cherky, and then his shot deflects off Kanati and over the bar, so that could have gone anywhere really. 26 minutes, Doku steamrolls through, whips past Bradley in the area, then twists back again outside Gravenberch, who was doing his best to help, and whacked a shot from a tight angle that's touched just round the post by the keeper. 29 minutes, Nunes kills, fairly standard cross. He sort of hesitated a little bit at first, come back and then went out again. Didn't get closed down at all. And Kanati and Haaland challenged for the header. The ball appeared to sort of just brush Kanati in some way, but Haaland was committed to putting his head down. And of course, it hit him and looped into the far corner. I'm not overly sure Haaland knew too much about it. He'll take it, he's in the right position. Say, when you do things like that, you perhaps expect that the defender might have got something more on it, but you still go for it. That's just instinct. So he was in the right place, right time. Fortunately, he hit his big head and went in the far corner. So that's his 99th goal in the Premier League. Shame he couldn't get his 100th, wasn't it, really? 39 minutes, the controversy really, and I have to agree with it. I've just rewatched a bit of Match of the Day and they're comparing it to the John Stones goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers last season, of course, in injury time, of course. And I'd have to agree, I think both goals either should have been disallowed, if that's a rule, or they should have been allowed, if that's a rule. And of course, one was and one wasn't. But we gained on both of those. But all the deflections and things that have happened against Liverpool over the years, I'm not asked, to be honest with you. Deserved something, a little bit of fortune. And to be honest with you, we probably would have beat them anyway. I mean, I predicted 3-1, so we probably would have beat them anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But of course, the problem for me on 39 minutes is just the zonal marking. Van Dijk and just eased the guy near the penalty spot. Nunes has obviously allocated that area, and all Nunes does, he never looks at the flight of the ball. All he does is watch Van Dijk, and Van Dijk's a big lad, so he just bustles into him, and then no foul, just heads it into the far corner. Donnarumma's got no chance. He's not saving that anyway because his balance is all on his wrong foot. And of course, the guy's in front, isn't he? The guy who was it, Robertson, wasn't it? He's in an offside position. So yeah, if that stands, then really you've got to ask questions. Really, that it was wiped off because obviously, as I said last season, but in the season opinions change, don't they? And the PGMOL and referees just have different interpretations. So I'll take it. It's just I'm more angry at the way we defended it rather than the fact that we got away with it, and it perhaps should have not been a goal. I just think we've got a defensive coach, and I think we're quite good. I think from set pieces this season, aren't we, defending set pieces? But that was shocking. It is shocking. As I say, you've got lads like O'Reilly. What is he, 6'5"? And Haaland obviously always guards that near post. But against Liverpool, just mix it up a bit, or just be wary of someone like Dick Van Dijk. Make sure you've got some big lad on him. It just really annoys me. But we got away with it. But why not? As I say, those things go for you sometimes and go against you sometimes. But it just so happened the last two ones like that were when, of course, City were involved, and we got the benefit of both of them. But also think back to that challenge on Alisson. Was it last season, the season before, where it was called as a foul? He hardly touched the bloody guy. So anyway, swings and roundabouts. Anyway, it stayed at 1-0. 41 minutes, Bernardo Silva's booked. I can't remember who he tripped over. And then, of course, into the first time injury time, it wouldn't have been unusual for us just going 1-0, even though we dominated the game. But we took a short corner. I think it was a second corner. Worked it in field to Gonzalez. And his low drive, I think it was clocked at 46 miles per hour. I thought they missed a dot in. I thought about 4.6 miles an hour. It didn't look that hard. It was sort of the deflection, of course. Went through old Dick Van Dijk again. He sort of stuck a leg out, of course, instinctively, and it took it past Marmarashvili, the goalkeeper, to make it 2-0. And we go in at half time with a bit, take a breath and enjoy it, 2-0 up. And we'll have to be better because I thought Liverpool weren't that great in that first half. They look a bit of a shadow of what they were last season. So into the second 45, fortunately, Liverpool couldn't manage to up the game and didn't get the bit of luck when they needed it. 47 minutes. O'Reilly and Doku link up well, not for the first time in this game, and O'Reilly fizzes a low shot across, and Doku's just a little yard too slow getting to it, but it could have been a great start to that second half. 50 minutes, Donnarumma does a sort of Edison moment, comes charging out for no particular reason. He didn't need to. Diaz manages to get something on it. Before Mo Salah can. So we got away with that one. 53 minutes, Savinho replaces Ryan Cherky. 55 minutes, Doku zigzags and zags again beautifully between Bradley and Gravenberch. They had a nightmare, those two, didn't they? Before lifting a shot that is, saved okay by Mamarashvili. Not the greatest. It was a good shot. It was on target, but it wasn't hard for the keeper. 57 minutes, Bradley hammers a cross that Gonzalez trying to clear, sort of shanked onto the old roof. I thought that was going in at one stage, but of course it landed on the top of the net, so we got away with that one. As I said, Liverpool just didn't have that little bit of luck when they perhaps needed it and could have got back into the game. 59 minutes, Bradley fires a first-time ball across the 6-yard box, and Gakpo's at the far post. You think he's just going to side foot it into the goal, but he sends it high over the bar. That was possibly Liverpool's best attacking move of the game, I thought, at that stage. 63 minutes, so we've sealed the game, really. 3-0. Nico, a long crossfield pass to O'Reilly on the left. Knocks it into Doku, who just sort of shimmies, doesn't he? Canate sort of, what do you call it, fronted up Canate on the edge of the area, shimmied to his right and smacked it into the far corner. 3-0, great goal to finish to sort of put the top hat on a great performance by Doku today. I think he's everyone's man of the match. 74 minutes, he got substituted to a rousing applause, of course, by Omar Mamouche. On 76 minutes, Lozbay smacked a rising drive for about 25 yards. Poured round the post by a diving Donnarumma who sort of couldn't quite get which hand to use, and it sort of veered the ball a little bit in the air. It's wet as well, wasn't it? But he managed to get something on it and put it out for a corner. 79 minutes, Salah gets the wrong side of O'Reilly. It was a Donnarumma clearance. I'm not sure if it's Van Dijk who literally just headed it back, and of course Salah was through. And these are the sort of things that bread and butter against City. We've seen him score these loads of times. But, of course, he puts the ball just wide of the post, saying that Salah of last seasons before, would have put that in every, 10 times out of 10, but it just wasn't going to be their day. And, of course, interestingly enough, you look back on the replay, Gvardiol appeared to put a little hand on the back of his shoulders. So, strangely enough, Salah stayed on his feet. Now, that is unusual as well. I mean, that sniper must be missing in the stand, because that's the sort of thing that would have meant him. But I think he was that confident putting it in the net. I don't think he actually worried about it. But normally he would have got over like as a pack of cards, wouldn't he, if someone had touched him. So it just wasn't working out for Liverpool yesterday, was it? Even the attempt at cheating. I won't do that. I'll score, and he didn't. So there you go. My apologies, but Liverpool. But we've seen it before. 82 minutes, Foden finds O'Reilly in space on the edge of the area. He takes a touch, lovely touch, and then wellies it over the bar. 87 minutes, O'Reilly shoots wide of the near post from a tight angle. Plus 4 minutes, nothing untoward then. So we went in, finished off 3-0. To sum up, we did have our usual bit of a switch off in the second half. We usually switch off when we're 2 or 3 goals ahead, which is okay. Ruled our luck a couple of times. Of course, we were lucky in the first half to have that ruled out. But as I said, I don't think, overall, I think we probably would have won the game anyway. Deservedly, a couple of goals up at half-time. Whether they'd scored or not, it probably could have been 3 or 4-1. If theirs had counted. And the third should have killed it. They came on to us, had a go, but of course, as I said, we did ride our luck a little bit, but thoroughly deserved the win. Jeremy Doku said after the game, he was asked if he'd ever played better. He said, I don't know. In big games, it's always more beautiful. I'm just happy the way we played. I've got great players around me who push me every day, and I think Diaz was in camera as well. He points to him. He said, pushes me every day because he believes in me. Yeah, we all believe in you, Jeremy. You're going to have off days, but, people shouldn't pile on when he does have an off day, which is what we tend to do. If we forget it's going to work out. A few times he got the bounce of the ball yesterday where he was bustling and, his strength carried him through and he got the look of the ball bouncing the right way. So you got to understand that with wingers of like Doku. They're going to lose it a lot. And sometimes, some games, it's not going to work. And yesterday, everything seemed to come right for him. Start shots, City 17-6 on target, Liverpool 7-1 on target. We had 51% possession, so I thought we might not have the majority possession yesterday, but we did. 418 passes to 369. Pass accuracy was better from Liverpool, 91%, ours was 90%. I think that's Haaland goal, the header. I remember we won the ball. Did O'Reilly win the ball right in our own corner against Salah? And it all started. I don't think Liverpool touched it then until we scored the goal about probably a minute and a half later or something like that. Anyway, 90% success passes for us, 91 for Liverpool. 14 fouls each. We got 2 yellows to their 4. 1 offside for us, 7 for them. That's a bit pathetic, really. 7 corners each. Pep on his win in his 1000th game. I thank so much the players, the staff, backroom staff, so much for giving me this present, he said. I don't like too much to talk about myself, nope, but 1000 games is a lot, and what Liverpool mean here in my career to do it that way, I'm so proud. Everyone has been top. I'm really pleased. You have to find a new word, top. No one says top anymore, Pep. You'll have to find a new one. City man of the match, of course, was Doku. The table now, we sit 4 points behind Arsenal. We've got 22 points. They've got 26. Behind us in third of Chelsea with 20 and Sunderland on 19. Some media headlines. The Daily Mail back page. City are back. Blues sizzle for Pep's 1000th game and turn up the title heat. Inside Jack Gum. Lesser lights burning bright. Oliver Holt says, as if in tribute, City conjure a goal worthy of Pep milestone. The iPaper back page, happy 1000th. Doku stunner helps Guardiola celebrate milestone game in style. Inside, Pete Hall wrote, Grand Guardiola's direct style proves too hot for ailing Liverpool to handle. The Express back page, flagging badly. Earlier had a kick at the flag, but he scored, didn't he? Poor flag. What's the flag ever done to him? Slot admits Liverpool's title defence in tatters after thrashing at the Etihad. Not just the points total and how many points behind, but the way they're playing as well. They're certainly not playing as potential champions. And, you look at Arsenal and City and you can see a lot of positives there. The Mirror back page, they think it's Harl over. It's a very old title. It's a very old headline, that, mate. You have to improve. Inside Jeremy Cross, Doku is grandmaster. Jeremy dazzles like Diego as Pep marks milestone in style. The Guardian's back page, alive and kicking. Haaland fires City ahead as Doku seals statement win. Inside David Heitner, Haaland leads charge as City rip champions apart. Barney Roney, dazzling Doku weaves his magic to spark title charge and surely end Liverpool's defence. Perhaps a bit early to say that, but they're going to have to improve up to Christmas, aren't they? I think. Our local paper, the Manchester Evening News, the back page, shred pool. Pep's resurgent Blues destroy rivals to lay down marker in title race. Inside the paper, Simon Pekowski, City emerge as Gunners' main threat. Probably correct, 11 games in. All changed for better as Blues bite back. Tyrone Marshall writes, return of Pep's dressing room vibe behind City resurgence. There you go. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts of the games, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. My apologies. I had to stop once for a bad cough, but we got through it. My apologies. I'm sure I'll be better after the international break. If I'm not, I'll give up. A bit like our defensive coach from corners. I think he's give up with this stupid zonal marking that we've done for years. Never really worked for us. But have a little bit of interpretation. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Van Dijk said, who should we put on him? I mean, it could have been worse. We could have stuck Bernardo on him, couldn't we? It could have been a lot worse than Núñez, but ridiculous anyway. I'm sure they'll have words about that one. Hope you enjoyed the content, guys. Please, as I said, if you can bear with me for another few moments, there are ways of contacting me away from YouTube. Of course, check out my film and TV channel as well if you get a chance, if you like your film and TV. And yeah, if you want a shout out on the channel or you're wanting to sponsor the channel in any way, help us out, again, that'll be fantastic. And all you ever have to do is keep watching and listening.
Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway. And please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. That'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. They'll be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or even though someone who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. P6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well, so have a look at P6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you remember, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access, the membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at P6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia. That's all that you can actually gain that from being a member and support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.